Okay, quick question. If you can only choose one, which one are you choosing? The Dji Action 2 or the Insta360 One RS? Which one are you rocking? Okay, we are hopping right into the review. Insta360 One RS versus the Dji Action 2. Thought I almost stepped in some dog poop. Well, actually, before we hop in, we gotta actually take out the recycling. Oh snap, I think it's empty. If y'all didn't know, this is a big win. This thing is full every day. Yes. Okay, now we can hop into the review. We're gonna go ahead and test out image quality, stabilization, audio, and overall usability. If you didn't see the last video of the Insta360 One RS, I highly recommend you check that out because this thing gave me some problems. One of them being the usability of the camera. Turning it on takes forever. Then actually pressing record also takes forever. It's not the easiest camera to use. I gotta give a quick shout out to today's sponsors, Chantal TV as well as James Duffy. They were boss enough to buy me a coffee, so huge shout out to you guys. I will be getting a coffee today, and it's all thanks to them. If you wanna buy me a coffee, the link is down below. Thanks you guys for the coffee. Okay, now back to the video. A couple of things to note is that we will be shooting in 4K 30. The Dji Action 2 can go up to 4K 120, which we will not be shooting in today. The Insta360 One RS can only handle 4K 60, but pimpin' hold up because it can also shoot a 6K, which is extremely impressive, but like, you gotta process the footage, and there are a couple of glitches when shooting in 6K, which I think will be fixed like in a firmware update. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend using 6K just because of the glitches, because you don't really know when it's gonna glitch and you might miss it. So yeah, I would stay away from it. But again, don't want to down talk it. 6K on a small camera like this is pretty boss. And now I wanted to do a review of these two cameras because they are both modular cameras. Now, to be real, Insta360 came out with the modular design first, but it was kind of a letdown. It just missed the mark just a little bit, you know? And although both cameras are modular cameras, the DJI's design is, to me, I think it's better. Because with the Dji Action 2, you're getting internal storage. It's only 32 gigs, but it's still good enough. And you could use the camera without it being connected to the battery. Boss! Like, I love that about the Dji Action 2. Like, it is extremely well thought out, and it's such a good camera. It is super tiny, and the whole, and it's on that magnet game pimpin'. Like, that magnet game is strong.
It's very small.
Yeah, it's very, very tiny. Oh, that was cool. Might have gained some new subscribers. Matter of fact, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe. Now again, I do have to warn you guys that the weather is not that great, and I know these cameras don't do the best, but I mean, so far they look pretty good. I noticed that the Insta360 One RS, it is a little bit more colorful, and that's only because I am shooting in vivid mode, while on the Dji Action 2, you don't have that many options. It's either decent alike and color. That's it. And one of the biggest pros of the Insta360 One RS is that it's now offering in-body stabilization. It did not offer in-body stabilization on the first model, which to me is like, really? Like, I hate it that you had to process the footage after the fact. Like, that was just, man, you know, like, you know. And now something else to note is that the Insta360 One RS though has a lag when shooting with stabilization turned on. Kind of a drag, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I can't hate on it too much. It's a little trippy. I can't hate on it too much because I realize that with a lot of these cameras now, they're just packing so much into them that most of them, when they come out, have some kind of a lag. And now what I don't understand though is why there is such a long lag when pressing record or turning on the Insta360 One RS. That's a bit ridiculous to me. I mean, it has a new processor, so that's a bit of a drag. right, now here is a quick audio test. How are we sounding? This is the audio straight out of camera for the Dji Action 2. How are we sounding on the Dji Action 2? It is connected to the dual screen mod. And then this is the audio from the Insta360 One RS. Now, in my initial review, I said it actually wasn't too bad. How are we sounding comparing the two? Which one has better audio? The Dji Action 2 or the Insta360 One RS? Which one has better audio? Ooh. It is quiet. Oh, train shot, train shot. Whoa, there it is. Yes. I love train shots. Okay, real quick. I'm about to hop in this tunnel, but before I do, let's talk battery life, because yeah, the battery life on the Insta360 One RS is not looking too good. Like, it's already at about 40%. So while the Dji Action 2 is still at 100% because it's charging from the dual screen mod. Like, yeah. Oh man, the look you get when you're out vlogging, it's priceless. And now something to take note of too is that I noticed that the Insta360 One RS, and I mentioned this in the last video, that it does get a bit warm. The Dji Action 2 is not that warm. Every time I press record on the Insta360, I press record on Dji Action 2, both shooting at 4K 30, and the Dji Action 2 isn't that warm, while the Insta360 though, it's a bit warm. So now, on that good note, we should go ahead and just do stabilization test, man. Let's go. All right, now I'm running pretty quick. Both cameras are mounted on the same rig. Let's just go. This is my favorite part. All right, we're gonna keep it going, keep it moving. How are we looking? Which one are you liking better? Up the hill, up the hill. All right, so how was that? Which one you like better? Woo! Man, I'm still out of breath. Okay, so now let's talk about these two cameras. Oh, hold on. Now, a couple of things I like about the Insta360 is I do kind of like the colors. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the colors, but I think the skin tones are a bit off, especially when light hits the skin. It is a bit off, and it looks a bit weird. Now, I don't know why, but it seems like it is really hard to get skin tones right in these cameras these days. Dji Action 2 though does a pretty good job when it handles skin tones, but like right now the Insta360 looks good too until you put it on a computer and like look at it. The overall usability of the Insta360 though is kind of hard to navigate through the menus, and the lag is, as a brand new processor, why are you lagging like that? And then also, I've said this before, but I feel like the Insta360 is a bit outdated. Like I'm gonna just throw it out there. It does feel like it's outdated. And now for the Dji Action 2, the thing I'm not really sure about, the thing that kind of, for me, is the field of view. I do think it's a bit wide. Like, I think it's just too wide. And then also, and this is a big one for me, is that it's a modular camera, and they didn't come out with the mods, like, all at once. I mean, when Insta360 hit the streets, it came out with all the mods at the same time. So they were available when you wanted to get them. And now, going back to the Insta360, the Insta360 One RS has pretty bad battery life. I'm just gonna call it how it is. While the DJI is pushing like 70%, the Insta360 is about to die. I do not want to make this a 2-day shoot, like pimping for real. No, I don't want to do it. And for the most part, it is the exact same camera as the Insta360 One R. And now they are supposed to come out with backwards compatibility, but pimping, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it. Just because the processor on the Insta360 gets so hot, like quick, like it gets warm quick. I don't know how they're gonna make that work. And then my last thoughts are, the Dji Action 2 brings the sauce. Like I'm telling you, like being able to use a camera without it being connected to something else is amazing. Like just simply being able to use just the camera, not to mention the magnet game. But hold up, pimpin', because the con for the Dji Action 2 is that it is not waterproof with the mod. So if you have the mod connected, it is not waterproof. While the Insta360 One RS is fully waterproof. But you gotta use a case for it, and that's just a turnoff. Like, you gotta use the case. Like, but yeah, those are some of my thoughts on the two cameras. Which one's for you? You have to, that's up to you, pimpin'. Depends on what your needs are. Go with what's best for you. The Insta360 2 is also rocking a 1/2-inch sensor, but it doesn't really show in the 4K footage, if I'm honest. It's not showing. Man, the DJI is just so smooth. Like, it's smoother than butter on your butt cheek smooth. But yeah, it is really smooth when it comes to the interface. Yeah, I have no complaints with the interface. You swipe left, you swipe right, you swipe up, you swipe down, everything works like when it's supposed to. But yeah, pimpin', I think that is about it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. What did you guys think of the footage? Let me know. Like them comments up down below. Like, for real, let me know if you had to choose one, which one would you choose? Like, for real, like, which one would you choose? And look, we ain't throwing shade. Whatever floats your boat, pimpin', choose whatever you want, but let me know in the comments down below. I think that is it though. If you haven't checked out the last video, go ahead and check out the last video if you want a more in-depth review on the Insta360 One RS. And also, if you want to buy me a coffee, pimpin', the link is below too as well. Go ahead and buy me a coffee. But that's it. Your boy Sky Money is out. The Insta360 is dead. Good thing I decided to end it early and finish up over there, because yeah, we weren't gonna make it.